What's up guys, this is R13 and welcome to another Gunpla review, and today we will be covering a classic kit, the 1/100 scale Neo Gundam from the Silhouette Formula 91 series, manga to be exact. And this unit here, it took me about an hour and 40 minutes to build, and I actually put in a lot of care into building this unit, and I am very glad. So some fun fact regarding this unit here. On top of having its own manga series, this unit was actually released during the time of the Gundam F91 movie, which is quite nice. And the best part about this is in truth, it did not make an appearance in the movie, and it only showed in the manga, but it happened at exactly the same timeline. So when the F91 was occurring in another sector, the Neo Gundam happened in a different space sector, attaching itself with the Neo Zion remnants. And the Neo Gundam actually have two units. The unit 1 is actually almost an all black color team, and unit 2 here actually showcases a white and blue color scheme, a classic color pattern, which is quite nice. Okay, so for today we will be covering a lot about this unit here: seam lines, nubs, weaponries, overall design. So don't be disappointed when you get this kit. It is a classic kit released back in 1992. Oh, on top of that, I may have mentioned in my unboxing that this unit was released in 91. If I did, I apologize for that. This unit was released in 1992. Price tag for this unit, 1700 yen. But if they haven't done a re-release yet, it may be more expensive now. Let's start this review by showing the weaponries and special feature of Neo Gundam. We're gonna start off with the beam shield here. And there's actually two of them. I'm holding the other one right now, which actually is a clear part, and there's two of them to be exact, so you actually don't have to switch the parts. All you have to do is just take this piece out and replace it with the beam shield, which is actually quite nice. And all you have to do is just pull this piece and then replace the other one. One of the odd thing about this here is you're gonna have trouble posing the shield. It's actually in an odd position, and the shoulder piece and the wing, it will kind of get in the way, but that should not be any issues at all. Now the next part that I actually want to show you guys are the beam savers. As you guys can see, the beam saver is located at the backpack here, but what we have here is a separate beam savers, which is this one here. And you will actually have to paint the handle because it's all in one piece. And now the funny thing here is there's some bubbles inside the beam saver effect here, and I've actually shown that during my unboxing, which I'll leave in the description below. And I've actually done a review of the VIGNA ZIRAH, and I'm leaving the other videos for the VIGNA ZIRAH in the description below as well, so you guys can check it out. Okay, so the next weaponry that this unit have, or the first weaponry that I want to show you guys, and let's remove this to show you guys, is the beam Vulcan, which is actually located in the side of the forehead, which is actually quite nice. A classic position that a lot of units actually have. Now the next part that this unit have is what we call the G-BRD, this huge weaponry here, which is actually quite nice. Now let's remove this here so I can actually show you guys better, and we'll leave it, we'll just set this aside. So this is the G-BRD, or Generative Beam Rifle Device, which is similar to the VSBR Variable Speed Beam Rifle. So this unit actually got two settings here: the low speed beam and the high destructive power, similar to VSBR that the Gundam F91 carries and integrated. And this unit here have its own reactor and actually even have a thruster here, which is really nice. And the best part about this is there's actually a couple of moving parts here to properly secure it on the forearm. And then you get a special slot here that to attach to the next feature that I'm going to be mentioning next. Okay, so we covered the Vulcan, the beam shield, and the GBRD. Now the next part that I actually want to show you guys, and I am actually quite impressed with, is the core block system. And this is actually really easy to remove, and there you go. Just like that. And this is the next feature that I actually do like to for a classic kit, and I'm showing you guys the transformation here. Okay, and then flip, and the beam saber, and there you go. There's the core block, which is quite nice, and it actually have 4 thrusters as well. And there's actually another feature for this one here, and you can actually attach this with the GBRD. I'll call this the high mega launcher. And it actually have a slot here underneath, and you can even put in a basic action base if you want to. I'm not too sure if it's gonna work. Luckily enough, I actually do have a piece here, so let's find out if this is actually gonna fit. And it does. So there you go. You can actually have this separately using a basic action base. Now up next is show you guys how to install the weapons here. And there's actually another piece here and another slot, so it should be very simple. And there you go. Talk about overkill when it comes to firepower here. Yeah, now you get the core block with a huge weapon. Wow. Okay, now let's set that aside, and up next let's talk about the details and the knobs and the seam lines. So I've only put some basic panel line here to show you guys the feature, and I have actually not added any stickers at all, and I still have it here, and it's actually in good quality, so you can use this if you want, or you can paint it. Okay, let's set this aside here. Now for the details here, as you guys can see, it's actually really nice. Just to mention, specific parts like the chest here and this piece where I'm pointing at, it is actually molded in, which is very nice, and made it a little bit easier. But there's actually some odd pattern here. Well, it was this unit was actually released back in 1992, so the technology of Bandai is not perfect yet at the time, and they were still polishing the technology to its finest. That we got the modern kits now that actually have sophisticated structures. Okay, internal structures to be exact, like the railgrade. Okay, and this one here is a 1/100 scale. And here are some of the details here, which is really nice. You will notice some imperfections, like in the chest here, and you got the feet here, and as you guys can see, there's some imperfection there and here, and the mold didn't set in properly, so I ended up having to shave off certain areas to cut off the excess. But you can actually fix this by sealing the seam lines and polishing some of the rough areas, which will be very simple enough. And there's a lot of seam lines all over this unit here, but as you guys can see, this is actually well made for its time. And this is the slot for the core block, and it is actually quite hollow. And I'm gonna try and give you guys some light here. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, there you go. The chest piece is molded in inside, so which is actually quite nice. And my light is just about to fall down here. Okay, there we go. One wrong move and I may ended up wrecking my camera here, and I don't want that. Yep, it's falling down. Come on, don't do this to me. Yeah, it's doing it. Okay. Okay, boy, this is actually, I need a better lighting system, something that won't wreck my camera. Okay, there we go. A little bit better. Now let's keep on going, shall we? Okay, as you guys can see, there's actually really nice details all over Neo Gundam, and there's a lot of seam lines also, and the nubs are actually kind of well hidden. I've actually shaved them off, except for this one here. It's actually thick nubs, so you got to be careful when you're cutting off the pieces from the screws. You don't want to damage it. Okay, and now certain pieces like the back air vents here, it's actually one kinda sucks, but it's actually okay. You can add detail, seal it with seal the seam lines, it will actually look good. Okay, so there you have it for the main unit, Neo Gundam. Let's talk about the core block here. Now the core block, there's gonna be a lot of seam lines as always, but you can fix that. But there's a lot of details here that was included. Nubs are there also that you can fix easily if you want to, or just straight snap build, your call. And it's kinda nice. I just like it. This is actually one of my favorite classic units now, till I can find another one. Okay, so the special feature for this unit are just moving parts, but overall design is really nice. Just add the panel line, it already looks good. Yeah, if you're just a snap builder, this is actually quite nice. And you can use this the Neo Gundam to seal up the seam lines, a good practice kit. But this is actually a rare kit because I don't think they have done a re-release yet. Okay, so I guess we covered a lot regarding the seam lines for the Neo Gundam here. They're all over the place, but you can actually fix it. So there's a seam line, but to be more exact, you get the seam line of the legs, the forearms, the arms, the shoulders. They're all over the place, and you can actually add more details if you want to. It's your call. Now up next, let's do an articulation test, which is gonna be interesting. And remember, this is a classic kit. I'm gonna repeat that again, so don't expect much. We're gonna start off with the Neo Gundam here, then afterwards we're gonna move to the core block. Okay, we're gonna start off with the head here. The head actually got some good mobility. It can actually turn, and this is actually that piece there. So there's another idea that you guys can modify if you want to. And now up next is actually the arms here. Okay, that's how far it can go for the arms. The shoulder actually moves, that's how far it can go. And up next is turning. It's a 360, but it's limited to this piece here. Okay, let's put that back. And then it's not double jointed, that's how far it can go. Okay, now for the waist here, the torso doesn't actually have any moving parts, but it can actually bend 360. Okay, and then for the front skirt, it actually moves. Interesting part about the front skirt here, it's not a poly cap, as you guys can see, but it actually gives a certain limitation because it doesn't actually, it only goes up and down here. So they're trying new technology at the time. And this one here for the side skirt is the same, and if you try to rotate it, you will break it. Remember, this is not the poly cap, This is hard plastic, so if you try to rotate it, you're gonna wreck it. But there's always a way to actually modify this. As always, the back skirt doesn't actually move. Now up next, let's go to the legs here. The legs is actually a ball joint, and there's no slot here for action base, so a flat action base is required. And that's how far it can bend to do a split. And it can definitely do a high kick if you want to. And it can't do a back kick. That's how limited it is. And here's the piece here that I want to show you guys. Now let's put that back. And for the kneecap itself, it kind of bends, but that's how far it can go. Now for the ankle guard here, it actually moves, and it's actually attached to the feet here, and it's actually a ball joint inside. Now you can actually rotate it if you want, and the ball joint is actually attached to the main leg here. So that's how far, that's the mobility, and the seam line is kind of sticking out when you're moving it, so you got to be careful a little bit. Okay, so up next is the core block here. Now let's remove this piece here. There we go. We're gonna start off with the rifle. As you guys can see, here's the piece that moves. The trigger doesn't move, but the claw part here actually moves. Actually, that's it for the rifle's articulated parts. Now for the core block itself, which is actually quite nice. The wings actually moves, bends up and down. Okay, and then this here, the beam sabers, actually moves. And then the core block itself, like the cockpit, actually moves. There you go. And okay, and I forgot to mention about the pegs here that secures the core block, so you won't actually have any issues. Okay, and let's put this back together, and there you go. Really nice. That's it for the articulation test. Now let's move on to my final thoughts regarding this unit here. Overall, I actually give this unit an 8 out of 10 for being a classic kit, well made, well built during its time. There's nubs and seam lines all over the unit, and you can actually fix that by using by sealing up the seam lines and sanding up the nubs. I've actually taken extra care removing the nubs, and they are thick ones, and it was actually worth it. I actually enjoy building classic kits once in a while, and the Neo Gundam here, it's actually quite nice. Highly advisable to get. Now the Neo Gundam actually have the special stickers here that I'm actually planning on applying soon, and I'll be uploading it on my Facebook page, Reeve13, what it looks like before and after, so you guys can check it out, and the link is in the description below. And really worth getting. 1700 yen. I'm kind of hoping that Bandai re-release Neo Gundam and some of the classic kits, because I want people to enjoy it. And this unit comes with a pair of beam sabers, beam shield, a rifle, and really good details. And again, seam line snubs, you can take care of that. Comes with a core block, which is really nice for a 1992 kit. And then on top of the other features here, you get the manual with the really nice artwork that you can actually put up on the wall if you want to. And then on top of the manual, you actually get a special handbook for the kit. which I've already featured during my unboxing, so you guys can check it out. And it is actually quite nice. It even shows you kits that actually exist, but it's actually kind of hard to get. I've actually seen the G Canon Magna at my local shop, and I kind of gave that up. I should have actually grabbed it when I had the chance. It is actually quite nice. There's a lot of details, weaponries, and a lot of stickers. And just look at this. The VIGNA ZIRAH, and this one's a little bit different. Wow. And there's more, and the last one is actually the VIGNA GINA Rona Special. And this unit is actually, there is a P Bandai already. Like, they've released the RE100 VIGNA GINA and the P Bandai VIGNA GINA Rona Special. So you guys can check it out if you want to. And as for this kit, highly advisable to get. 8 out of 10. Really great for its time. And I'm actually planning on building the other classic kits that I got. I actually do have the RX F91 and the Cluster Gundam in my arsenal, and I've actually got this through my local shop, Nii Gift Shop. So if you guys are in the Edmonton area, stop on by and check up their contents, and they actually do pre-order. Okay, that is all the time that I got, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I really enjoyed doing this review to show you guys what you will be buying. And as of making this video, I have already reached over 200 subscribers, and pretty soon I will be releasing another video, 2 videos actually, for the next Gunpla giveaway. And this is gonna be for subscribers only. So if you want to be eligible for a Gunpla giveaway, subscribe to my channel, and maybe you can check out my other channel, Traveling Pinoy, for blogs and my interviews and my videos for Gunpla Builders World Cup Montreal. Okay, this is R13. Have a good day, good night, afternoon, wherever you are. Keep on building, guys, and have fun building Gunplas. I'll see you guys next time.